Hello, I'm Roberto Giobbi, and it's a real pleasure to welcome you to Card College Personal Instructions Volume 3 and 4. Now, as you're working through these videos, you should have some previous knowledge which has been set down in Volumes 1 and 2 of Card College. This is the sequel to what some of you will know as Card College Personal Instruction 1 and 2, which started as a video set, like so. This has been long out of print now, and it's only available as a download course from my webpage. So I will assume that you know and you master practically everything which is in volumes 1 and 2. So I will not go back and re-explain everything, but I will occasionally give little explanations and make literary references. I have also tried to incorporate the theoretical thoughts and concepts that go with every magic performance. I have recently written a book, Sharing Secrets, which lists and describes with examples those concepts that I think are the most important ones, and I'm going to make occasional reference to that. Now, I'm often asked, do I rather learn from books or should I learn from video? Now, clearly there is a difference. Books are much more detailed. You can take your time, you can stop, you can read back, you can underline, you can make side notes. That's something which you can hardly do with a video. On the other hand, the videos will show you that a slide that you thought is impossible to perform invisibly flies by, is absolutely invisible and can be done. So this is your major motivation. So the ideal thing really is if you have a book and a video. However, I do insist that the books and the videos are totally self-contained. You can learn the techniques, the tricks, the presentations and the theory from the book as you can learn them from the videos. Now, a good way to remember and to learn the content you're about to see is to take notes. So how do you do this with a video? A video, you can use traditional notebooks. They come sometimes very nicely with magic related covers. You can take smaller or bigger ones, but the point is make notes as soon as you hear or see an interesting thought. Now, the most important button will be the pause button. Whenever you hear and see something, hit the pause button and make a note. So if you're making paper notes, I will recommend you have your title, you make 3 columns. In the first column, you write the time code so you can easily find yourself when you are looking back into the video. You then make your note, and on the last column you're going to make in 1 or 2 words you are qualifying this the note you made. You're tagging the note. So it's a presentational idea. Is it a technique, a subtlety, maybe an anecdote, a historical reference or something? So usually on a page then you will have 2 or 3, and in one glance you can immediately see what is this about? What was this about? And here are the detailed notes. Here is the time code, so you can go back to the video. So that's how you would do it in a paper version. Now, if you have an electronic version, which is of course very good as well, there are some excellent note-taking apps. I myself use Evernote, but they all offer similar features. Most important amongst them, the tagging, and a search, an overall search function, so you can always find yourself and you can make cross-referencing easier. I will be using a term all over again, which is handling Gestalt. The theory Gestalt is very simple, says that the whole is more than the sum of its parts. So you have 1,000 bricks. This will just be a pile of bricks, but if you organize it with human intelligence, you get a house. Suddenly, the whole is more than just 1,000 bricks. Or take the alphabet. You have a bunch of 25, 26 letters, depending on the language. And it's only when you start to arrange them that you get you, love, I. And when you rearrange the words, you get the sentence, I love you, a meaningful unit. That the same thing happens when you have a set of movements, actions, and words. For instance, we're shuffling the cards and now going to cut them on the table. That is the Gestalt. The handling Gestalt is that of a shuffle and a cut. However, we might have hidden some slide within. Actually, we have controlled the 4 aces on top because we've done an in-jog in what was the harmless handling Gestalt of a shuffle. We have obtained a break, what looked the harmless handling Gestalt of a square up, and we've cut to the break and thereby brought our stock back to the top in the harmless handling Gestalt of a cut. So it's at all times important to know what is the handling Gestalt of a slide and what is the reality the spectator forms in his or her head about what we are doing. This is an important means to invisibilize the slides we're using. Now, you'll find that many explanations are quite detailed. Nonetheless, you will still have to do a little think, as Albert Einstein used to say, or to quote Di Vernon, use your head at all times. I should say that this, of course, is not a show tape. This is an instructional tape. It's meant to share my knowledge and hopefully also my passion about this wonderful art and science of card magic with you. So we have eliminated all formal elements. We have kept formal elements to a minimum so as not to confuse the issue. Volumes 3 and 4 are organized much the same way as volumes 1 and 2 were, in 3 parts. The first part details techniques. I have tried to pick the best techniques to solve the most occurring problems in card magic. Now remember that every technique is just a tool that allows you to reach a major goal, which is to lead the spectator over the rainbow into Wonderland. Never get that out of your mind when we're getting into the nitty-gritties of the techniques. The first part is about techniques. The second part, where is a performance part, you will see me perform 1 or 2 tricks to a very small audience, and you will see how the techniques, some of the techniques and concepts explained in the first part are being used in context. So you will see how the presentational, the psychological details, how timing, misdirection, and everything else are put together and work together. In the third and last part, I come back to the performance section and I try to give a detailed analysis of what you have seen. So you are then ready to take our favorite instrument, the deck of cards, and hopefully perform what you've seen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please pick up your decks. Please accompany me on this infinite road into the universe of artistic card magic.